Welcome to Downshift, everyone. My name is Matt. The video is going to look a little bit different today because I'm here in Texas at a drive event, and I spent all morning behind the wheel of those two GR Corollas, and now we're going to have a rip in the Civic Type R. All right, we are on our out lap in the new Type R. So we're going to do an out lap. We're going to cover some of the basics here, and then as we do our hot lap, we'll talk more about the chassis and the balance and some of that stuff. So under the hood is a familiar engine. You've got the 2-liter turbocharged earthdreams 4-cylinder, but this year it's tuned all the way up to 315 horsepower, 310 pound-feet of torque. So not a massive change in terms of power output, but definitely something that you're going to notice, especially since we spent all morning in the GR Corolla, which only has about 275 horsepower, or 275 pound-feet of torque, rather. So this feels a bit more punchy. It does feel like it also makes torque a little bit lower. You do have to rev that GR Corolla engine out a bit more to get the good stuff. But this feels good. It's about 23.3 pounds of boost, and it feels fantastic. That's about 1.7, to be precise, pounds less of boost than you get in the base GR Corolla, and then the Morizo edition is about 30 pounds of boost. But I don't feel like I'm wanting for power in this thing at all. It's pretty fantastic. Now, from there, power will all go through 6-speed, manual, 3-pedal transmission. You'll love to see it. You come to expect it from the Type R, and it's good here. Now, one of the things that Honda wanted to focus on this year was adding a little bit more refinement, a little bit better shift action, and I think they nailed it. The shifter feels good in my hand. The clutch and engagement point is really well defined. It's really rewarding throw. It's a great transmission, I gotta be honest. The last generation's was good. This one's even better. Now, you also do have a lighter flywheel, so your shifts are a little bit more purposeful, and they do feel like they do shift a little bit more crisply. So, overall, very, very good. Ooh, brakes are good. We're gonna start our hot lap right about here. Now, before we do, I will mention, it's a new or revised helical LSD on the front end here. I mean, this isn't a huge horsepower car, but oh, the brakes are good. Oh, I could brake way later in this thing. Brakes are good coming into turn 1. Bit of a chicane here. They've also revised the adaptive suspension on here. Adjusted rebound rates, things like that. Oh, the brakes are good. It's double apex. I hope the camera's staying still. The chassis balance is so good. The grip is so good here. I've got loads of front end. Of course, this is the PS4S tire that you get here. It's not the Cup 2 that you get on the Morizo, but this isn't a limited run car, or at least not a 200 unit limited run car. But this thing is quick. Back on the brakes. Come into this right-hander and through the chicane. The brakes are fantastic. They're a Brembo set. They're specifically designed to be lighter and bring down that unsprung weight of the car. God, the shift action is fantastic. All the gears are exactly where I want them to be. Shifts fall in nice and steady. I've totally messed up that corner thinking about the transition. But the chassis balance is fantastic. There's no roll. I'm not feeling any torque steer when I get on power. Oh, good car. Really fast through there. Chicane. Good balance here. This car loves to rotate. Maybe not quite as much as that Morizo edition on those Cup 2s. They also took a bunch of weight out of the back end of that Morizo, but this car has a fabulous chassis, great damper tuning, the shift action's great, steering is good, no torque steer that I'm really feeling. If you really approach the limit, it is a front wheel drive car, and you will get a touch of understeer, but this sustained right-hander is beautiful composition from the body. Oh, this is a good car. Oh, this is so much fun. I'm only supposed to have one hot lap, but I think it's okay if I do two, because I'm just having such a good time. Okay. Starting to get a little bit longer in the brake. Starting to get maybe a little overconfident, but man, this thing changes direction really well. There's not a lot of weight shifting. Coming in, down the gears. Great front end, really love it. You know, I'm not gonna say there's no body roll, but it is so under control that I feel like I have a great sense of where the limits of this car are. Oh, this is fun. Start to hear some tires squealing as we start to push this thing a little bit more. Brakes. Oh, this is fun. There's chicane, decreasing radius. There we go. Brakes. The balance is just great. I keep saying it, but it is. Again, I apologize for some of the camera angles and kind of the more unrefined feeling to this video. I didn't expect this Civic Type R to even be here, but I wanted to make sure that I shot a video just because I don't know when I'm going to get access to one again. But it's really nice. I mean, again, we talked about some of the stuff behind the wheel on track, but this is a fantastic looking car. You know, I know a lot of people for the previous generation thought it was overstyled, but there's seemingly the same number of people that thought the look was just fine. Me personally, I like the more subtle look of this. I love the championship white. This is the spec that I would get my Type R. Again, you've got some heat dissipation, hood scoop like you would get in the Morizo of the GR Corolla. And we've got a black mesh grille for your lower radiator. Again, black mesh for your upper grille. Red Honda badge, red Type R, LED headlights, and then of course your black gloss splitter here. And we come around to the side. We don't have any intakes or aero working around the high compression wheel area, but we come around to the side and we do have 19-inch forged wheels. They're in kind of a satin black finish with the red Honda hubcap, center cap rather. It looks really, really good, nice and tasteful. The 19-inch here is bigger than the 18 that you get on the core version of the GR Supra. You also have a lightweight Brembo brake kit to keep that unsprung weight down, make it feel a little bit more aggressive, a little bit better on tip in for corner entry. And again, wrapped in Michelin PS4S tire. This is a great tire. Again, we don't have any aero going on in the front, but we do have some going on the rear to relieve some of that high compression area behind the rear. We do have black side skirt that kind of has a bit of a fang in the back. Otherwise, it's a pretty subtle single belt line body curve right there. Black wing mirror. Black window treatments, no sunroof. You wouldn't want to add weight, and definitely not at the top or at the roof. I really like the stance of this car. It looks fantastic. Again, being a hatchback, it not only looks good, but it is really practical. And that's why people like the Type R, right? I do like this new wing. It's a little bit more subtle than it was for the previous generation. I love this kind of scaffolding style, and then really aggressive gloss black. Really nice look. It is not, it looks like it is, but it's not a full width LED tail bar. And then this, again, is kind of a trick on your eyes. Gloss black diffuser. It was kind of a matte black or raw plastic look for the GR Corolla, but you do have your triple exhaust centered, not like the Corolla, where there's one on the left, middle, and the right. And again, we've got our red Honda, Type R, Civic. Let's open up the trunk. Oh, another thing I should mention. We still have a rear windshield wiper because that's something that you would want. And this is a huge benefit to the Type R over the GR Corolla, and it's just the cavernous cargo area. And then this to me is really thoughtful. It's super easy to put on, to take off, really deep trunk, huge opening. I mean, this is unequivocally a bigger and more practical cargo area than you'll get on the GR Corolla. Let's take a look in the back seats. Kind of similar in terms of build materials, although this is a really nice and soft kind of micro suede for your rear armrest with the red contrast stitching. And then this is kind of the disjointed nature of it. The front area is made completely of the color red, while the back area is black. But you do have red accents, red seat belts, you've got red stitching, you've got red footwells like you do in the front seat. And then interestingly, you don't have the center area or center armrest that comes down with the cup holder. You have the cup holders baked in. So this is a 4-seat rather than the 5-seat that you would get in the GR Corolla. But let's step inside. 6'1", about an inch or two, pretty similar, maybe a touch less depending on who your driver is going to be in your Type R versus your GR. I like this. This has kind of a special feel to it. No map pockets on either side, no climate vents, no chargers that I see, so it is a pretty Spartan area back here. But I do technically fit back here. Let's take a look at headroom. Yeah, I think I had a touch more in the GR Corolla. But with that, let's check out the front seat. Okay, then the front area, red everywhere, red floor mats, red footwells. Look at those pedals, nice aluminum finish. There's your hood release. You've got your traction control here. And then look at these seats. These are magnificently comfortable seats made entirely of the color red and suede. It does have some perforation with some black accenting in the background. It's kind of hard to see, but you have it. And then Type R is embossed up there. And then red seat belts because you just can't get too much red. They are manual adjustment, which is kind of what I'd expect. But yeah, you sit in here and they hug your legs perfectly. Again, I like to have my legs a little bit wider, as Paulo, I guess, tells me. So this is a nice, comfortable seat. Doesn't pinch me at all on the legs or the shoulders, which is great. We'll go ahead, start her up. I do feel like the GR Corolla makes a little bit more noise on startup, but this still has a nice sound to it. This also has an electronic parking brake rather than the physical manual brake. But you have a nice quad, or I guess kind of 3-spoke steering wheel, red accenting. It does seem to be a bit thinner in terms of the rim, but it does feel pretty good. Red Honda badge, some driver assist systems here, media controls and that sort of thing. Completely digital gauge cluster, which is great to see, something you don't even get on a CR-V. And then we've got the new Honda infotainment system. I do like this system. It's not quite as advanced as the Toyota system, but it is still pretty good. You get physical buttons for home, back, volume, and then seek and skip song. I really like this detail that goes all the way across the dash though. The interior here on the CTR looks much more expensive. It looks higher end than you would get in the Toyota. This, to me, I love the knobs here, but this whole full width vent thing looks very Audi to me. In some of their RS models, like an RS5. Again, physical climate controls, you love to see it. Wireless charger, you love to see it. Dual USB-A, maybe a USB-C would be fine. But then we've got our drive modes here, plus R mode. And then this is interesting. This is screwed completely on. This must be just a mistake because it should be like this, but you do still have your aluminum shifter. It's got nice, great shift action. One of the throws is one of the things that I really like about this car, and something that Honda even focused on for this model year in this new generation. There's a little bit of texture to this silver area in the center here. Dual cup holder, nice. Alcantara center console, deep, nice and practical. Glove box, you love to see it. And then you've got your badging there as well. So yeah, if you like the color red, you're going to like this car. I almost forgot to mention also, you do get some ambient lighting here on your door card. But that's it. That is a walk around of the new Civic Type R. Again, super grateful that I got a chance to experience this. Sorry for the kind of run and gun, seemingly disorganized nature of the review. I, again, didn't really expect to have a chance to get into this car today or this week. So I hope this was okay. I hope you guys liked the format of the video. If you did, leave it down in the comments and we'll see you in the next one. See ya.